Hello my YouTube friends, in this lesson I want to make a comparison lesson on how you can create a single-sided end plate in Revit 2026 and also Advanced Steel 2026. Now in one of the previous lessons I did a video on hunch connections. If you want to check it out, make sure that you check the card above. Alright, so now if you like what I'm doing on this channel, please make sure that you like my video, subscribe my channel, and turn on the bell notification. And most importantly, check my website skillmaxcard.com for some exciting courses. Alright, I'll get started in this lesson. And this is Revit and this is the model we'll be working on. We are just going to pick, I think, this joint right here. And if I just go to Advanced Steel, again, it's exactly the same model, and we'll pick the same joint right here so that we see how similar the macros are in Advanced Steel and Revit. So I'll go back to Revit and I'll get started. Now, as always, as I mentioned in the previous video, make sure that you go to Steel there, just click that small arrow there. And from here, we have a number of connections. You can load everything if you want, but for me, I just want to filter to this option, plates at beams. And now I just want to pick the end plate. Should have a single-sided end plate. Let me check for more options here. I think I can pick beam end to end, this one here, so that I can pick now there should be an option for single-sided for some reason. Okay, so what I can do, let me not waste time. I'll use platform beams. Actually, I think I've remembered now. Platform beams, then we have the single-sided end plate. Okay, so if you don't want to waste time, just load everything here. That still works fine, but you don't want to unnecessarily make your model very, very big or heavy. So I'll add this one because that's the one I just want to work on, and click on OK. All right, now to add the connection there, I can simply select everything, you know, this beam and that beam, and now go to Steel and click on connection so that I can add that generic connection. You can see that it's highlighted in blue, meaning that it's selected. Then I can go there and pick the single-sided end plate. If for some reason you click outside, you can still move in there, or you can change this one to wireframe. All right, then make sure that you select on it. Then you can go back there and pick single-sided end plate, and make sure that here you are at fine level of detail, and I can go back to shaded. All right, so you see we have the connection there. Now let me just isolate this one. I'll select on that connection and click BX on your keyboard, or click that option there so that we can nicely work on this, you know, joint. So as you can see, this is where we are. These are the default settings. You can see we need to change the settings there, the spacing, the board sizes, and everything according to our design. Now let me also reach this stage in Advanced Steel. I'll go to Advanced Steel right here, and this is the joint. Now in Advanced Steel, you can go to Home tab there, click on Connection Vote. Once I click this one, I can click there, it disappears. I can click again, it appears. I can go to the plates. These are the options that you have. I think I already mentioned this in the previous video. You can pick the connection that you want. Another alternative is for me to use this option under framing, then pick this one, and now I can pick this option here, which is called single-sided end plate. You can see that it's exactly the same as in Revit. So I'll select on it. In Advanced Steel, you select the main beam, right click, then secondary beam, right click, and you are going to have the connection right there. As you can see, let me just close this one and zoom in. You can see that we have the connection. That is a default connection, and we just need to make some changes here. All right, now let's go back to Revit right here, and let's make some modifications here. So I'll select on that connection, just click on Edit, duplicate it and rename it from here. Then click OK, then go to Modify Parameters and click there. I'll just zoom in here, and you can see that I can just pick that option there. I just want to center my orbit somewhere there. Okay, so if I zoom in, that is the center. Make sure that you click there so that as you hold the shift and the wheel on your mouse, it's centered on the connection. All right, so now these are the options, self-explanatory. We have the copes, the top cop. As you can see there, the top cop is applied there. You can even change the cop length. the K distance, the cop radius. So that is what you are seeing there. I think I'm not going to change anything here. As you can see that this is the top, as you can see. Now you can also go to the bottom. In this case, it's not even necessary, but you can configure it if you want, so that maybe by the time you reach the bottom there, it's going to copy the main beam. All right. So then the plate and bolts, expand it and go to plate alignment. Plate thickness you can specify there. Plate clearance if you want. And these other options, I think I'll leave it. Go to bolts and holes. Now start with the bolt type and click that plus sign there and find X or X. So that now you go to bolt diameter. I want to pick 16. Then the bolt grade 8.8. I'm happy here. Then go to horizontal bolts. For horizontal bolts, I think I don't need to change anything because horizontal is in that direction. You can go to front there, zoom in here. So these are horizontal bolts. You see that between this bolt and that bolt is 89. Maybe if I want 90, I can do that. Click somewhere else. You see that it adjusts like that. And you know the edge distance there, it's 38. Maybe I want 40. It's up to you on what you want. 40 here. It changes from here. And also 40 here. 40 here. It changes from there. So I have the edge distance as 40 and in between there as 90. So then the vertical. So under the vertical, let me just go back to my 3D view. So now the vertical, it's these bolts vertically. Okay, I can still go to front view so that I see. Okay, I'll zoom in. So these are the vertical bolts. You can see the plate and the bolts. So for the vertical bolts, we have several layout options. We have the secondary as a layout, plate height by bolt distance from the top. So this height of the plate is, you know, controlled by the bolt distance from the top. So I'll use this option. All these other options can be, what have I done? Bolt distance from the top. All these other options can be used if you want, and you can, you know, you start configuring from there. So I'll pick this one, bolt distance from the top. Now the layout distance, you can even see from, you know, the number there from this one up to the top there. Okay, so if I just pick, let me say 80, click outside, you can see that it moves down. So maybe I like working in 3D so that I can see how it's going to be. Okay, I just zoom in there. All right. Okay, so I'll just zoom in there. Let me just move this plate maybe a bit up. So maybe let me say 70. I reduce it, then maybe 65. Okay, maybe 60. Now you can go in plan view within the 2D views there and just measure that particular distance from there up to there, and now you can pick the exact dimension there. But I think I'm okay with what I have there. Maybe 58. Okay, I think I'm okay with what I have there. Now here we have the number of bolts. I think there are 3. It's fine. Start distance, you can even check from here. Okay, so if I say 40, the start distance there, click outside, you can see that it also helps to, you know, to configure the end, you know, of this. You see that if I say 45, you see, so that is the edge distance for this bolt. So maybe 40 is good for me. Okay, that's okay. Now this one is the intermediate distance. I think that's the spacing there. If I say 70, just click there, you can see that it changes like that. All right, so then the edge distance here. Now from here, I mentioned in one of the previous lessons that if you don't add anything here, these will not apply. If I want to have one separate bolt as one there, not in a group, I can just click outside there. You see that I have one other bolt there. I don't want that. I just want to have 3 there. So I'll just put 0 there. Okay. Then this one here is now the edge distance at the bottom. If I say 40 again. Okay, maybe let me increase this one. I just want to have the edge distance as 40, but now I can increase this one to 75. Okay, so that now we have it like that. So you can configure it, you know, the way you want it to be. Stiffeners, I don't need any stiffeners. Beam stiffeners, nothing. And the welds, I think I can just use the 6mm weld. I think that's okay. Then just click on OK, apply. Okay, and you see that we have configured our, you know, single-sided end plate. Now if I want to push this one down, I can still do that, but I think all in all, I have my plate like that with the copying on top, as you can see. Now let's do the same in Advanced still, see how we can do it. We are right here, and this is where we ended. We just need to double click on this box there so that we can configure what we have there. Double click there. Okay, now properties, I think single-sided end plate. Sorry, I don't need to go to the library join design. I'll just go to the notches. I think the notches are okay. I think I don't need to change anything from here, but if you want to change anything, you can configure these notches, detail length, detail depth from here, and you can check from the picture here. Bottom detail, still the same thing. I'll go to plate and bolts, the end plate, the thickness you can specify there, erection distance, all these, but I'll go to bolts and holes, most important one, and I want to change this one to 16mm, 8.8, as you can see. All right, now if you want to invert the bolts, you can just click there. You see that it changes like that, depends on how you want your bolts to be. All right, if you want a slotted, I think even there you can, whether the plate or the beam, you can have those slotted holes, as you can see from there. But I think I don't need the slots. Okay, where do I change it from? Slot offset, slotted part, none. Okay, now I'll go to horizontal bolts. Horizontal bolts in that direction. Again, I don't have to change this one, but if you want, you can change. Edge distance, I think I specified it as 40 in Revit. Even here, let me just have 40. Then this one was, I think I'll leave it at 75. Okay, then go to horizontal, the most important one. I think I'll pick the same settings as in Revit, but I think the macro is a little bit different here, as you can see. So from here, I'll just move it like that. Maybe the plate, I want the plate to go up a bit. I'll say negative, maybe, is it 35? Okay, it goes down, so negative 25, so that I can try to have it touch the top there. Okay, somewhere there, I'm happy. Now the first distance there, which is the edge distance for this one here, let me play with this one. Let me sub 40, click. You see that it moves down. Okay, now we have 3 bolts here, so I just need, if I want, I can add 1 bolt here plus that, but I just want to have these 3 bolts in one group, as you can see from here. Then here I can change the spacing between the bolts, as you can see. Then down there, I want this one to go down the end distance. Maybe is it 40? I can do what I want, maybe 45. Okay, perfect. As you can see, it's right there. And if you are happy with how you've designed your connection and you have, you know, set it up correctly here, you can leave it here, as you can see, and simply close it. Now you can check the stiffeners. I don't need the beam stiffeners. The weld 6mm is okay. I'll just close this one, and you see that we have this connection here, and it's exactly the same way it is in, let me just minimize. This is the connection that we have. It's also the same the way it is in Revit. Okay, so let me just counter check this one here. 457, 191. Okay, 457, okay, still the same thing. 457, 191, 67. Okay, so you can see that again, we have demonstrated that the macros in Advanced Steel and in Revit are the same. So if you want more tutorials in Advanced Steel and Revit, please make sure that you comment there. See you in some more tutorials.